شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. All praise and thanks is due to Allah Azza wa Jal. Peace and salutations upon Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, his family, his friends, and upon all those who try to emulate him until the end of time. Ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban bikum. We welcome each and every one of you to day number 26. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala draws our attention to something extremely important in the life of every believing male and female, young and old. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala draws our attention to a very important verse. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا لَا تَرْفَعُوا أَصْوَاتَكُمْ فَوْقَ صَوْتِ النَّبِيِّ وَلَا تَجْهَرُوا لَهُ بِالْقَوْلِ كَجَهْرِ بَعْضِكُمْ لِبَعْضٍ أَنْ تَحْبَطَ أَعْمَالُكُمْ وَأَنْتُمْ لَا تَشْعُرُونَ. That you might lose your deeds, that your deeds might become null and void whilst you are unaware. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is informing us, do not raise your voice above the voice of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And this reminds me of a narration in the time of Umar ibn Khattab, that there were two men from outside al-Madinah Nabawiyah, and they were in the masjid of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And they were throwing each other with some form of pebble, or there was some form of argument, some altercation that took place. And Umar radiallahu an, he called them. So this is in Masjid al-Nabawi. He calls them and he explains to them, he asks them, what is going on? Where are you from? And they say that we are from a particular place which is not in Madinatul Nabawiyah. And Umar radiallahu an says to them, had you been from this place, from Madinatul Nabawiyah, you would have gotten beaten, because this is the masjid of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Meaning, do not raise your voice, do not argue with one another. And this brings me to an extremely important point. And that is, what if someone has an opinion other than the opinion of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam? Does one follow this opinion with regards to my religion, or that of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam? And the answer is simple. If a Shaykh or an Imam has said something which goes against the teachings of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, then we follow that of the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam. As all of the great Imams, Imam Abu Hanifa, Imam Malik, Imam Shafi'i, Imam Ahmad, as well as others, they have basically said the same thing. If you find something of us with regards to our opinions in fiqh, etc., and it goes contrary to that of a sahih hadith, then you take the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam over the opinion of us. So raising one's voice is something that is extremely bad and non-negotiable in this deen of Islam. So what still about having an opinion that goes contrary to the sunnah or the teachings of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam? We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through His divine names and attributes that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes us of those that follows the sunnah to the best of our abilities and in the most correct form. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.